Hi, this is Rabbi Young. Thank you for tuning in to the weekly video email. I don't think I'm shattering any world secrets or teaching you anything you don't likely know when I say that for the last 8 weeks, I have been watching the show WandaVision religiously. WandaVision, if you have not seen it and want to, there are going to be some spoilers here, so you might want to pause, watch WandaVision, and come back. But if you don't care or aren't planning on watching it, or then don't pause. Here we go. The TV series WandaVision is a great homage to many Marvel Comics plots that I love, as well as many homages to The Wizard of Oz and to a lot of other narratives in the world of comic books and movies and Disney and Marvel and all the things that they share. But in the plot, we have Wanda Maximoff mourning the loss of her, in the show, husband, Vision. And she goes through the Kubler-Ross 5 stages of grief throughout the series in a really unique and interesting way. The big one, of course, is denial, and her denial is expressed through creating a world that is not real, but allows her to pretend that her husband is still alive. And as she goes through her grief, I realize that she has a lot in common with all the rest of us here in our homes, in our quarantine, in our modified quarantine, in our social distancing. We too are going through stages of grief. Maybe it's not the same as losing a loved one, mourning a death, but we are still experiencing a loss. We've experienced the loss of personal freedoms as we go out into the world. We've experienced the loss of keeping our faces open to the air. We've experienced the loss of hugging people that we love and like. And because of this, we probably have gone through our own versions of the Kubler-Ross stages of grief. And what makes it even more difficult is that when we come back into the world, which with vaccine news is probably going to be soon, we will experience another loss. And that is the loss of our personal autonomy, the loss of privacy that we've gotten used to for the past year, the loss of being able to sit in our homes and do whatever we want and wear whatever we want and not really care what other people are wearing or what we're wearing because we're not going out in public. This will be a loss, maybe silly to some of us, but it is a loss that we will have to deal with. And I don't know how we're going to deal with it. I know we will deal with it together. I know we will deal with it with celebration. We'll come together as a community. We will celebrate the life cycle events that have happened in the past year that we haven't been able to gather for. We will commemorate the losses in the past year that we haven't been able to comfort each other for. What that's going to look like is still being determined, but it is going to be both wonderful and a loss. And as we acknowledge our own losses and come together to support one another, what I can tell you is that we'll create this together and we'll go through it together. Whether or not we experience the stages of grief, we know that there are people who will be. We acknowledge that they're not linear. We don't go through them one at a time. We don't finish one and never go back to it. And we experience them in different ways. So as we come back to our world, whether it's from an imaginary world or from our world of being shut into our homes, we will learn together, we will celebrate together, and we will mourn together. But the important thing is that we will do this all together. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.